have you ever had that moment where you're just casually scrolling through your social feed on a Tuesday night?
Oh, all the time.
Right. You aren't looking for anything in particular. Maybe you're just, trying to unwind. And suddenly
You're buying something.
yes, 3 clicks later, you've just bought a customized espresso machine or like a new pair of trail running shoes. And you sit there staring at the confirmation screen thinking, how did that just happen so seamlessly?
It's a slightly disorienting realization, but if you've experienced that, you are definitely not alone.
Not at all. Welcome to today's deep dive. We were so thrilled you're here with us.
I'm really excited for this one because that seamless purchasing experience, it's entirely by design. You didn't drive to a mall. You didn't even open a search engine to look for reviews.
No, this store just effectively materialized around you.
Exactly. It integrated perfectly into your entertainment. It's a complete rewiring of how we interact with the commercial world.
And today's mission is to pull back the curtain on exactly how that design works. We are exploring a truly fascinating source today. It's a highly detailed 3-module MBA course syllabus.
Yep. Created by Dr. Jim Barry.
Right, dated March 2026, and the course is titled Social Commerce, From Discovery to Relationship to Performance.
And what stands out about this material is that it treats our everyday scrolling habits with the serious academic and strategic weight they actually deserve.
It really does. It breaks down the entire psychological and technological ecosystem. From the millisecond a product catches your eye, all the way to the underlying data architecture that practically guarantees you'll click buy.
Now, you might be thinking, why should you care about a business school syllabus?
Yeah, it sounds a little dry.
Right, but this isn't just dry academic theory about supply and demand. This is a highly practical, step-by-step roadmap. It helps you understand a massive tectonic shift in how the entire world shops.
Exactly. By the end of this deep dive, you're going to be equipped with the exact playbook that the biggest brands are using right now. The playbook they use to capture your attention, hack your preferences, and ultimately
Secure your wallet.
secure your wallet. Yep. It's the blueprint of the modern digital economy.
Understanding this material means finally understanding why your personal digital environment looks, feels, and behaves the exact way it does.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with the sheer mind-boggling scale of what the first module calls the social commerce ecosystem.
The numbers here are just wild.
We are talking about a $2 trillion transformation. The projections put the global market size at $2.1 to $2.6 trillion by 2026.
Trillion, with a T.
With a T. In the US alone, that's up to $126 billion. And it's growing at a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 25 to 30%.
And just to put that in perspective, a 30% CAGR is like a snowball rolling down a mountain. It doubles in size incredibly fast. This isn't a passing fad.
No, this is eating traditional retail alive.
Those numbers are staggering, but they make perfect sense when you grasp the fundamental behavioral shift outlined in the source. We have moved from the funnel to the feed.
Funnel to the feed. Let's break that down.
So in the old model, the funnel commerce was linear and intentional. Think, search, then website, then buy.
Right, like if you knew you needed a new winter coat, you actively went to a search engine. You compared options, visited a specific retailer site, and made a purchase.
Your intention preceded your discovery.
It's almost insidious when you put it like that. In the funnel era, we were the hunters looking for a product. But the feed flips that completely upside down. Now the path is scroll, discover, buy, in-app.
We're the prey.
We are. And the products are hunting us. You are just scrolling for entertainment, and the discovery of the product happens natively right within that experience. You had no idea you wanted a winter coat until you saw it.
And the friction to purchase is so remarkably low that you just buy it right there without ever leaving the video. Discovery now precedes intention.
And the material identifies 4 specific converging forces driving this massive shift. First is creator commerce, where influencers act as both the discovery engine and the trust broker.
Second is generational behavior. Gen Z and millennials were literally raised inside digital ecosystems. For them, entertainment, communication, and commerce aren't 3 separate activities you do in different places.
They're all just interwoven threads of the same digital environment.
Exactly.
The third force mentioned is live shopping, which is fascinating because it's described as reviving QVC intimacy.
But instead of your grandmother ordering jewelry off the television,
It's a charismatic host on your phone doing real-time interactive streams. It creates this intense sense of community and urgency around buying right in the moment.
And finally, the fourth force, and honestly, maybe the most powerful, AI-driven personalization. I mean, the AI personalization aspect is where the math gets truly incredible.
You really love this part.
I do, it's amazing. Platforms are now delivering hyper-relevant product recommendations, making discovery feel almost uncannily tailored to your specific psyche. To show you how powerful this is, the text notes that Amazon attributes a whopping 35% of its revenue directly to recommendation engines.
Wait, 35%.
Yes, think about the scale of Amazon. 35% is a monumental lift in revenue driven entirely by anticipating what a customer might want before they even realize they want it.
That's effectively a third of $1 trillion business generated by reading your mind based on your data history.
It's staggering.
And all of this algorithmic matchmaking is happening across different platforms, which the material treats almost like different neighborhoods in a sprawling city. Each one has its own strategic value.
Right, like you've got TikTok, which acts like a neon lit club. It's the engine for Gen Z virality and massive rapid engagement.
Then you have Meta, so Instagram and Facebook, which functions more like an established upscale mall.
Yeah.
It has robust infrastructure, broad reach, and a strong hold on millennials and Gen X.
And finally, YouTube, which is described as this cross-generational space for long-form trust building. It's kind of like the documentary lounge where creators set up permanent deep dive storefronts.
And that brings us to the core of this entire ecosystem, the creators themselves. In this new world, creators are no longer just entertainers or simple advertisers dropped into a platform to read a script.
They actually are the distribution channel. They're the new storefronts.
I was looking at this creator pyramid concept in our notes, and it totally challenged my assumptions about how influencer marketing works. You would intuitively think that if a brand wants to sell a lot of shoes, they should just pay the most famous person on the internet to wear them.
Right.
Can you break down why bigger isn't always better here?
What's fascinating here is the inverse relationship between audience size and engagement rate. We do assume massive reach equals massive sales, but the data tells a very different story.
How so?
At the top of the pyramid, you have your mega influencers. These are people with celebrity status and huge, broad reach. They might charge well over $10,000 for a single post.
Okay.
But their average engagement rate, meaning the percentage of people actually liking, commenting, or clicking, is only 0.8%.
Less than 1% of their audience actually cares enough to engage.
Exactly. But then as you move down the pyramid, the engagement dramatically goes up. You have micro-influencers charging maybe $100 to $500 a post, but they're pulling in a solid 2% engagement rate.
That's a big jump.
And all the way down at the base, you have nano-influencers. They might only charge $10 to $100, but they are driving a 4% engagement rate.
Because a nano-influencer isn't a celebrity to their followers, right? They're perceived as a peer, a friend giving advice.
Yes, and this leads to a crucial analytical insight from the course regarding lifetime value, or LTV. When brands look at the data using tools like cohort analysis,
Which is simply grouping people who bought something in the same month and tracking their spending behavior over time.
right, when they do that, they find something surprising.
What do they find?
They find that creator-driven audiences might actually convert a bit more slowly at first compared to someone who just mindlessly clicks a traditional banner ad. However, their lifetime value frequently exceeds those traditional customers.
Because the relationship started with a foundation of trust in a human creator.
Exactly. That customer tends to stick around longer, trust the brand more, and buy repeatedly over time.
That perfectly transitions us into Module 2 of the syllabus, which focuses entirely on the omni-channel customer experience.
I like to think of this as the human layer of all this technology.
Because at the end of the day, an algorithm can put a product in front of you, but the algorithm only works if there is human trust powering the final decision.
The material visualizes this as a trust funnel with 3 distinct relational stages: know you, like you, and trust you.
Okay, know you is the baseline. It's about simple awareness, turning a total stranger into a prospect through broad exposure.
Like you is where it gets more complex. This moves into brand consideration, where the brand is having pertinent dialogues with you and offering things like tailored, immersive shopping experiences so you actively enjoy interacting with them.
And finally, trust you is about customer retention and building a real community rooted in evidential value.
Let's talk about those tailored immersive shopping experiences in that like you phase.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The course introduces this concept of the phygital world. Phygital. It's a mashup of physical assets and digital experiences.
It's a brilliant conceptual leap.
It's about making the digital space feel as tangible and spatial as a real store, or vice versa, injecting digital convenience directly into a physical location.
And the source provides some incredibly striking visual examples of this in action. For instance, it highlights a Chanel virtual store.
Oh, this is cool.
Right. It looks exactly like a high-end physical building with a stunning, meticulously designed green glass facade, but it exists entirely in the digital realm. Customers can virtually walk their avatars through it, browsing shelves.
Just picture that for a second. You could be sitting on your couch on a Tuesday, eating cereal and faded sweatpants, and you are virtually navigating a hyper-luxurious boutique, browsing handbags that cost more than a car.
The contrast is wild.
But the immersion is real. There's another great example in the notes of an outdoor furniture collection. Instead of just a grid of photos on a website, it's a beautifully staged 3D patio scene.
But it has these interactive digital hotspots hovering over the pillows, the sofa, the coffee table. You just click on the item right in the environment to explore its specs or buy it. It's a self-guided browsing tour.
And the syllabus also shows how this strategy works in reverse, bringing the digital world into physical stores. Imagine walking into a Best Buy and seeing an associate giving a live video demonstration of a camera right from the store aisle.
Broadcasting to thousands of viewers online while holding the physical product.
Or an interactive digital interface set up inside a physical Schnucks grocery store kitchen. You can tap a screen to see digital recipes and instantly locate the physical ingredients in the aisles around you.
The overarching goal here is seamless immersion. Why force a customer to choose between the convenience of online shopping and the tactile experience of real-world shopping if you can just merge them?
You don't have to choose anymore.
Exactly. In fact, Dr. Berry quotes an industry expert, Lisa Terry, in the text. She points out that the development of these virtual scenarios can make the customer journey more compelling and immersive than the experience of moving through a physical store.
Think about it. When you don't have to deal with finding parking, fighting through crowds, or discovering the item you want is out of stock in your size.
But you still get the rich visual and spatial experience of shopping.
It's an incredibly powerful psychological draw.
But as amazing as a virtual Chanel store is, immersion isn't enough on its own to make you part with your money. You still need that final stage of the funnel, trust.
And the material heavily emphasizes that trust is built on something called evidential value.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, evidential value is essentially social proof. It's the tangible validation that other human beings have had positive experiences with this brand.
We are highly social creatures by nature. Before we risk our resources, we instinctively look to the tribe to determine what is safe and what is valuable.
The syllabus uses a really classic image to illustrate this. A graphic of a hand reaching out to place the final star in a 4.5 out of 5-star review. It specifically highlights user-generated content, or UGC, and customer reviews as the absolute bedrock of modern credibility.
But what struck me is that it's a 4.5-star review, not a perfect 5. Why wouldn't a brand just want to showcase only perfect scores?
Because a perfect 5-star rating across thousands of reviews triggers our internal alarm bells. It feels sterile, manipulated, and fake.
That makes total sense.
The course stresses the critical importance of transparency here. It's not just about hiding the bad and artificially amplifying the good. Openly sharing both positive and negative feedback signals honesty. It shows integrity.
When a brand allows customers to openly discuss their less than perfect experiences, and then the brand responds to try and fix it, it actually fosters a sense of ownership in the brand's community.
Potential buyers are much more likely to trust a brand that acknowledges its flaws than one that looks artificially perfect.
Okay, so let's synthesize where we are. We've captured the user's attention while they were casually scrolling their feed. We've built this beautiful, immersive digital storefront that they enjoy exploring. And we've established deep human trust through micro-creators and transparent, authentic reviews.
The trap is perfectly set.
Now we move to the final piece of the puzzle. Module 3, operationalizing the customer journey. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about data-driven campaigns and a practice called conversion rate optimization, or CRO.
Right, because all the trust, viral videos, and beautiful virtual storefronts in the world don't matter to a business if they don't eventually translate into sustainable, measurable performance.
CRO is the rigorous science of turning browsing into actual buying.
And it is highly mathematically specific. The syllabus notes that CRO objectives aren't vague, aspirational goals like, we want to sell more stuff this quarter. They are strictly measurable targets.
Give me an example of what a real CRO target looks like.
A target might be, we will increase this website's overall conversion rate by exactly 15% within a 3-month window. Or, we are aiming to reduce cart abandonment rates by 25% by specifically streamlining a user experience on the checkout page.
It's about forensically optimizing the critical stages of the funnel to achieve exact numbers.
Now, to hit those numbers, the syllabus lists some key CRO contributors. Things like adding explainer videos to clarify what the product actually does, optimizing landing pages so they load instantly on a phone,
Crafting compelling value propositions, and ensuring navigation fluency. I have to play devil's advocate here. Isn't that just basic web design from 2010? What makes this conversion rate optimization different from just having a functional website?
The difference is the relentless data-driven methodology behind it. It's not just about making a website look pretty, it's about removing every single micro friction that causes human hesitation.
And to figure out which of those things needs fixing, the course introduces a process called root cause analysis.
Yes. When a company sees a 20% drop-off in conversions at the checkout page, they can't just guess why. They have to dig deep past the surface metrics to find the actual bottleneck.
Is the page loading a second too slowly? Is the promo code box confusing? Does the user have to click 3 times when they should only click once?
They have to identify the exact root cause of the friction.
And once they find that friction point, they test solutions. This is where A/B testing comes into play.
Yes, and this is where the process becomes incredibly iterative and psychological. A/B testing allows brands to literally serve up different versions of their digital storefronts simultaneously to see what manipulates user behavior best.
They might run a test with alternative layouts, try different color schemes, change the fonts,
or rewrite the text on the call to action buttons.
So they might show half of their audience a calm blue button that says add to cart, and the other half a bold red button that says buy now. And just sit back and watch the data to see who spends more money.
Precisely. And they combine these A/B tests with highly advanced tools like heat maps.
Heat maps are wild.
They are. A heat map visually shows the developers exactly where users are hovering their cursors, how far down the page they are scrolling, or where they are tapping their screens in frustration.
They also use something called multi-channel attribution modeling, which is just a very fancy way of saying they map out every single digital breadcrumb you left before finally handing over your credit card.
Exactly. Attribution modeling tracks the exact sequence of touch points. It registers that you saw a TikTok video on Tuesday, you passively Googled the brand on Thursday while waiting in line for coffee,
And then you finally bought the product when an Instagram ad targeted you on Friday.
It weighs which of those interactions actually caused the sale. You are constantly comparing this mountain of data to refine the page and maximize its effectiveness. It's an endless cycle of continuous optimization.
So next time you're frustrated that your favorite app updated its layout and moved a button you used every day, remember, they didn't do it to annoy you. They did it because a heat map and a million data points told them that moving that button 3 pixels to the left would make you 15% more likely to spend money.
It's behavioral engineering at its finest.
So what does this all mean? If we zoom out and look at the entire arc of Dr. Barry's syllabus, it tells a very clear, powerful story for you as a learner. Social commerce is a multi-trillion-dollar shift that has fundamentally rewired how human demand is generated.
It requires a distinct 3-part strategy.
First, you have to grab attention natively within the social feed, because that's where discovery happens now.
Second, you have to build deep, authentic human trust through micro-creator partnerships and highly immersive digital shopping experiences that people actually want to spend time in.
And third, you have to rigorously and continuously optimize the mathematical reality of the conversion process using heat maps, attribution data, and endless A/B testing.
It's a perfect, almost seamless synthesis of human psychology and data science. The feed drives the initial discovery, the creator builds the emotional relationship, and the data relentlessly optimizes the performance.
It really is a masterclass in modern business architecture.
It is, and this raises an important question as we look at the trajectory of AI personalization.
Systems that, remember, already drive a third of Amazon's massive revenue.
Right, and as we see these digital spaces becoming more visually stunning and deeply immersive, what happens when digital storefronts become entirely indistinguishable from physical reality? If your digital environment is perfectly curated for your individual hyper-specific taste by an AI and populated entirely by creators you deeply trust, will the whole concept of going shopping as a distinct, intentional activity completely disappear?
Will commerce just fade entirely into the background rhythm of our daily social lives, happening automatically as we merely interact with the digital world?
It's entirely possible.
That is a wild thought to leave on. A world where you never intentionally go shopping again, yet you're smoothly, frictionlessly buying things all the time. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the architecture of social commerce. We hope it gave you a whole new perspective on your own social feeds and a healthy respect for the incredible machinery operating just beneath the surface of your screen. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep learning.